Hey, are you a small streamer that loves VTubers and has always been interested in being one themselves, but has no real idea where to start? And even when you do try to find something, it's either a video on how to make one yourself and you have no idea how to do 3D software, or let alone draw, but you also don't want to use some generic pre-made 2D avatars that everybody else is using, let alone pay well over like $1,000 just for someone to rig a model yourself, then do I have the easy strat for you. And on top of that, as a bonus, you can more than likely be any character of your choosing that you're familiar with, and is fully 3D and much better looking than a lot of the VTuber models themselves. So I can make your VTuber model go from this to this. Down, chibi, 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 chibi.
Look, its hair has little hearts.
Where'd it go?
How is he invisible?
How?
Game. What? Who?
What's the strat? Well, let's get started with this video. Basically, in short, for those of you who have noticed and do know, just go in VR chat, go in front of a mirror in your favorite room and call it a day. There you go. But for those of you who don't know exactly what I was saying, let's go ahead and break down what I just said. Now, to start off right off the bat, you're obviously going to need a streaming PC. Those of you who already have a gaming PC are pretty much good. I'm going to go ahead and focus on the lower end of the model. So some of you who might be streaming off of a laptop, right off the bat, I got to say you have to have a gaming laptop with a dedicated GPU. So if your laptop doesn't have a dedicated GPU, as you can see here, then you might consider into getting a gaming laptop. Mine's cost at around $500 on sale. This is it right here if anyone's interested in getting them themselves. And now I'll show you, for those of you who have a gaming PC or a laptop, where to find your GPU. Go to Task Manager and go on the bottom left where the Windows key thing is, and then go here where Details. Go to Performance and then go click on the GPU that you have, and you should have two. One should be the internal chip and the other one should be the actual dedicated graphics card, and you have 4 gigabytes. All the other recommended specs for what we're going to do should be posted right here. And if you're not entirely sure if your PC meets these requirements, you can always go check here on the settings to see exactly what your PC has, which goes to the second requirement. Besides having a CPU, your CPU must at least be Ryzen 5 or a Intel Core i5. All that matters is that you see the 5. And second thing, this is probably one of the most important next to the RAM, is that you have at least 8 to 10 gigabytes of RAM, as this application takes up a lot of RAM. I definitely do not recommend that you are doing this at 4. Definitely not even streaming at 4. 8 gigabytes will be a bit of a pain and might not even work. For those of you, I mean, feel free to try. But anyways, getting back to the thing, go here and get this application right here. This is on Steam. Of course, you don't have a Steam account, go ahead and make one. I'm assuming you already do. But anyways, go to Steam, download this application. It is a test for VR, and you might be questioning, wait, VR? Don't worry, you don't need to have a VR headset or anything. This is just this test if your device is ready for VR. And also, you may note earlier, mine's apparently is not, but I've had an issue for some reason where it was testing my not graphics card, but ignore that. But as you can see here, it's reaching a couple FPS on the top right corner. It's like 100 something. But again, it just tests as long as your thing is working fine. I also do recommend when you do this test that you also have other applications open to test it more optimally. Now that you got that test out of the way, go ahead and download VR chat. We're going to click it. And as I mentioned before, you do not need to get a VR headset, but go ahead and start the application. Then once you do, you will notice that there is a top one that says play in VR mode and a bottom one. Click on the one that says non-VR mode. That is exactly what we're going for. And you're probably wondering, okay, why VR chat? That's, again, don't worry, we'll get to that. Now, when you first start VR chat, this should be the first world you go into. Don't worry too much. Go up to this mirror. You can click it. You'll get a default model, which won't be the same as mine. Feel free to use any of these or stick with the one you got. But for first, we shall go over to my homeroom that I have set and not this one. But yeah, in short, basically just go to VR chat, pick a model, go in front of a mirror, and then set it up on your stream, and then you're all good. I mean, yeah, it's literally that simple. Heck, there's a VTuber whose whole gimmick is literally being in VR chat. I'm pretty sure you may or may not have heard of Fillion, but that's the gist of it. Granted, I believe she actually has her own custom model, but she got that into VR and paid for that. That's a whole nother story, but you guys can figure that out on your own. So if any of you are wondering if this is even going to be successful, well, Fillion is living proof that it can be. But let's actually break it down a bit more as to how to find the model you're looking for and a room for you to actually vibe in. God damn it. As you guys can see here, we got the anime waifus, of course me, the chibi, and we activated the mirror. Oh, cool. But yeah, this is normally how I do it. I have a little world that I set that I like. Oh, what in God's name? Oh, that's... How'd I get up there so fast? Anyways, and then of course you can sit here. What I like to do sometimes, I will even put the stream. Some of these may or may not give you options to set up the stream. See right here, boom. Max resolution. Oh, you can even set the resolution. Max volume. Lower it down if you think it's too loud. This one may or may not let you have the option to put up stream, but it's something that I personally do. And of course, if your friends ever come by, they can set up a cute little photo. That'll happen sometimes. Oh, I can hold this. Yeah. Of course, I just like to post myself up by this mirror, right? And I will set it up in the bottom left corner. The way you do that, once you back out, go to your stream. You set up your game capture right here. Bam. And it should automatically capture your chibi down at the bottom left. And what you want to do if you don't want to see the rest, or maybe you do want, you can leave it as it is. Go to edit transformation. And then just start cropping. So you can go top right. We'll say 200. Okay, we want a bit more. We'll say 500. Still not enough. 800. Boom, there we go. Then we have my chibi right in place. And if you want, you can set this down, over, left. And of course, make sure to set your chibi at an angle, or my bad, your avatar at an angle where you're staring like up on the screen, on the side, or if you're at the bottom, look it down, whichever floats your boat. If you have it directly, I mean, yeah, sure, you can directly see your chibi, but it's a bit odd, as you can see. And of course, you'd have to make sure your cropping is going to be different every single time on the angle. But my preferred angle is up leftish, since I tend to have the chibi looking up. See? And look at that. Much more, but I would say crop it a bit more. And yeah, so that's how you would set that up on stream. Say if you're new to this, I'm assuming you're all new to this, whoever doesn't already know. See, you currently have any and all of your avatars right here when you just go to avatars, and it shows you your recently used, and all your avatars will be right here in this room. As you can see, you can switch to avatar. I should change in a second. Oh god, T-pose. Say there's a chibi you like, you want to see, you can always, you could go right here. There's all kinds of other chibis. You can go to other, public, see if there's any you like. The most popular ones will always tend to be here. But some of you might be curious as to, you know, I want something for my specific kind of character. Avatar worlds, what's hot. It'll show you what's popping. So, okay, look at that. This is a Spider-Man one, I guess. I'll also show you an example. So we'll go join this world, alright? So, so the main thing is, you can go in there as we're going in now, and go find a world that is specific to what you're looking for. We're going to a Minecraft server right now, right? Check out your mirrors. And right here, you guys can have some custom ones that you can check out. All you gotta do is just click on it. And you should switch, recently used. You just click on the avatar, and then add to your favorites. It'll be added to your favorite if you want persona. Click. And you should be able to find plenty. And right here, boom, there's a persona avatar one. This one doesn't. This one's just a chill area, so you may have to search a wee bit, but tend to look for the ones that say avatar, and you will find the one that you're looking for. Let me find the one that I personally used. Oh, that's actually really neat. What the hell? And of course, I guess go check out this person's Discord if you wanna, whatever. Here, we should be able to see the avatars. And in here, you should be able to find, perfect. Boom. There's some Persona 4 models. And yeah, they seem to have, well, not all of them, but feel free to choose your ones. Oh, they have Sophia. They already actually have Sophia, speaking of, so I don't need that one. But we'll go pick. So I should, and we should find a mirror right here. Just pick high quality or low quality if you're low, and boom, as you can see, we have waifu, and much like before, go back to avatars, back out, go and say I want another one. We'll go add my boy Yusuke. They will take a minute to load, and as you can see, yep, we got Yusuke. Close up, boom. Oh my god, that's crazy. And again, same thing, different. And there you go, he's been added. In some instances, you may notice here that they will have teleports to other worlds. Feel free to get those. It's a nice, fun way to get into VR chat. But that's if you know something on the spare time. But like probably the most gathered one for sure. So again, you see we have Persona 3, 4. I'm trying to find the one where I got the chibi. I don't recall, so I'll have to get back to you on that one. I guess you guys are gonna have to search for as much as I did. But yeah, when you're looking for a world to set as your home world, try to pick one with as little space as possible. If you want just a mirror or anything, if there's a specific vibe you're going for, like we were in Japan, right? Or just check for the size that it's as low as possible. I'm not entirely sure how low the sizes can get. Just look around for what you like and look at this one real quick. Oh, this one's even smaller, right? And this one has a clock thing going on. But as to whether it has a mirror or not, you'd have to actually check out the world to see what you like. Or say if you even like this one, you could set this one, right? You can even go like we were earlier in the classroom. Just have the classroom set as your background, right? And again, remember, choose low quality. You'll just get this weird background thing. You know, it's okay. So if you really don't mind the cloud things, personally, I like actually having the background or what it is. It will push your system a bit, which is why I'm saying pick a place that you like the vibe of and is good for your avatar. Maybe, you know, you're doing the teaching thing. I can't do it perfectly. See, boom, you have a board right there while having your avatar, and you have the stream on the top left, as we showed earlier before. Going through the popular spots, the black cat is one that comes into mind. And you just go to trending, and that's where you will see a lot of the stuff. I mean, VR chat ones will pop up, but just pick anything. Especially, though, granted, I will tell you, careful for the ones that involve the drinking kind of thing. That's where you'll find a bit more of the lewd escapade ones if you're not a big fan. If you're looking for anime stuff, Japan Shrine is also a very popular one to go to. Midnight is whatever, actually is a personal place that I used to really vibe with back a lot. 19, and of course, you're gonna have plenty of guests. Of course, when joining some of these public rooms, look at the right side to see which are the most populated ones and click on the one that you think is most populated. Now, once you do find a public room and find a host of people like we have here, and you happen to find a model you like here, as you notice, the writing figure I want to get my hands on. Now, don't make the mistake I did, because I tried clicking on them and that doesn't work. I went to room and then looked for users in room and clicked on the user, but it does not give me the option to get their avatar. By the time I figured this out, he was long gone. What you actually have to do is press escape, have the menu open, and then you will see this little bubble around them. Click on that bubble, it'll get you to the user, and then you want to go around here where it says copy avatar. It'll then give you a notification when you do copy the avatar, and you should now be able to use it. For those of you who haven't noticed, that is the avatar I had in the beginning, because that was the end of filming. Really keeping it to the current song right now, since it is a vibe, and it's perfect. But yeah, I think that should be about it. That should conclude everything. Remember to first check that your system can support VR chat. If you're not very well aware, I recommend at least having 10 to 12 gigabytes of RAM. May not be sure. Definitely don't go if you have 4. 8 gigs might barely cut it, but at that point you're not trying to actually stream. And of course, pick a small world, and then remember to check the Steam, VR chat tester to see if your system can even actually run it. And mind you, of course, when you are streaming, that you are streaming at low settings, like 720p, you might be able to push out 60, but that's an entirely different ball game. And of course, remember, make sure to check your homeworld. And by the way, when you do your avatar and everything, do it before you're streaming. Don't do it while you're streaming. It will lag a lot. Go find your worlds, investigate around a bit, and find avatars that you really like, and you will be solid.